just want to tell you, I'm as real as the Cutco cheese knife. Today, my boy was told Santa is not real at school. So I wanted to bring it to you here, real and raw, and tell you why Santa is real, and as real as sharp as a Cutco cheese knife. So let's tell you about that. Ho, ho, ho. Well, in the North Pole, the elves make a wonderful product called Cutco. And I'm parched. Mrs. Claus has been making the most wonderful chocolate chip cookies. And I am ready to deliver all the good boys and girls boxes of Cutco and trays and wonderful milk. So I'm here to let you know Santa is real. He is real as the Cutco cheese knife. And we're going to teach you how to make a Cutco cheese knife Charcuterie board. It is the nicest thing we make and feed the elves. And we're going to show you here how wonderful it is. So if you don't own Cutco, you must be living in the South Pole, because this is the most magical tool ever created by the elves. It was invented in 1999, but it was put on the back burner because the elves were so focused on making a candy cane knife. And when that knife fell, the candy cane shattered everywhere, and we couldn't guarantee it forever. So when we went back to the drawing board, we needed to make a sled type knife in honor of Santa Claus. And that's why the Cutco cheese knife is out there for all the good girls and boys and moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas. The Cutco cheese knife is the Santa knife. It was invented after my wonderful sleigh called the Infinity Forever Sleigh. So we're gonna make a Cutco Charcuterie board. Charcuterie board. Mrs. Claus is in the background. I need a couple more cookies, Mrs. Claus. The Charcuterie board, here, raw and live. So this was the first one that the elves made. The elves are very short little creatures up north, and they made one with what we call as the rubberized handle. And this handle is so light and it makes you feel so good, and became so popular that every good boy and girl in America and across the world said, we need to make one that actually has a beautiful handle designed by the diamond wedge lock design that was invented in the 1950s by a wonderful person called Dr. Thomas Lamb. Me and Dr. Thomas Lamb, we spent many hours talking about the greats of the world, the most generous and loving people of the world. And Dr. Thomas Lamb wanted to create a handle that would impact the world. And it would be a 2-finger grip, that anybody with 2 fingers could grip that handle, and it would be so amazing. And Dr. Thomas Lamb will go down in history as one of the greatest human beings that I've ever walked this earth with. So let's tell you about the Cutco Charcuterie board today, everybody. All right, so everybody knows it's called a cheese knife. But if you're a truly Kris Kringle, this was invented to be the sleigh knife. The sleigh that could go across the whole world and deliver toys and to all the good boys and girls and moms and dads. And we are how many days away? Elf Alexa, how many days away are we from Christmas, Elf Alexa?
24.1 days. By the way, an Amazon package was delivered today. Did you find this delivery update useful?
Thank you. Yes.
My pleasure.
And I just want you to
doing my
know
job.
that Elf Alexa said 25 days until all the wonderful Cutco will be delivered. And I hope you will be getting Cutco from your wonderful, loving Santa. So if you don't know how wonderful this piece is, this is called the cheese knife. And we're going to cut right through that plastic because this thing was designed to cut cheese. And look at that. What you'll notice about this cheese knife is this cheese knife could give you the most perfect slices of cheese, and you just push straight down, and we are cutting right through that plastic. Was it designed to cut through plastic? When I invented this, the elves said, we love plastic. The more plastic we eat, the longer hours we can work. So when we invented this knife to cut through plastic. So we're gonna make a nice Cutco Santa Cutchery board today. And what's nice about this board is it will cut and show you everything you can use the Cutco sled knife for. So the first thing you need to have is some cheese on your Cutchery board. And the cheese knife will always do the absolute finest job in the world. Mrs. Claus, some more milk, please. Some more milk, Mrs. Claus. But I just want to show you here one of my most wonderful inventions to open up all those ribbons and bows. And it was not designed for wrapping paper. One of my long lost elves named Embroider Elf actually did invent some Cutco bench shears, but he was a naughty one and we stopped making those, but they were wonderful tools and those will be better for your wrapping paper. But I want to show you one more time here how nice this Cutco sled knife is. And this is some softer cheese made from Door County, Wisconsin. One of my 17th stops. We always go to Wisconsin because we got to get the cheese. So we got our cheese out there. And what's wonderful about this cheese knife is it will work on any Cutchery boards, Charcuterie boards in America. And you'll see the holes here. The holes will release the cheese on the magic dust, on Dancer, and Double D Edge, and thermal resin. And just like that, we got the start of our Cutco Cutchery board here. And I need some more cookies. And the elves love bananas. One of the things the elves love, and if you wanted to know how wonderful and amazing that Cutco sled knife is, that Cutco sled knife is so amazing, the elves could cut the banana into so many thin slices, it could feed 17 elves with one banana. And look at how thin that is. This is one of the greatest things. It's so thin, it will actually fall apart on you. So on your Cutco Cutchery cheese sled board, we're gonna show you can get some bananas on there too. And one nice thing about the sled knife is you have the tip here. And you can serve that piece of banana to the elves and to your kids. And just like that, one more time, we're gonna show you how nice and thin you can get it. So if you don't believe that Santa is real, hopefully after today, you will realize Santa is real, ladies and gentlemen. And my elf Alexa told me we are 24 days away, 25 days away from Christmas. Do we have the reindeers? The reindeers' favorite snack is a grape. And when I give those reindeers DD Edge and thermal resin and nickel silver, that little slice of grape, it gives them so much reindeer, look at that, so much reindeer energy that we can go from Munich to Madrid, all the way to Mexico on one grape. And that's how wonderful this Cutco sled knife is. You can get it so thin that you can feed all the reindeers with one grape. That's how thin you can get it. And on Double D Edge. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So if you have children that don't believe or think Santa is not real, I just want you to know that Santa is real. And Santa loves himself a nice piece of sausage. And what's nice about the sleigh knife is you can cut right through that sausage. And Santa will always have a piece of sausage when he's going over the Atlantic. Because that sausage for the Cutchery board is needed to feed Santa. Because do you think Santa just survives off of milk and cookies? you better believe that he needs his Cutco Charcuterie board. So if you don't know the power of this knife, and you haven't told your mom and dad and husband and wife that you want this knife, you are missing out on the wonderful power of the Cutco sled knife. And once we get across the Atlantic, we get hungry for a nice English muffin. We cross the Atlantic and we left England, and we have to have an English muffin, honor of my good friend that we spent many years in the 15th century, Mr. English Muffiano. He invented the English muffin, and he told me the sled knife is so good, it could even cut an English muffin in half. And he said it's so sharp, it could cut an English muffin in half again. That's what's so great about the sled knife. It's so sharp, it could cut an English muffin in half. And that's what's so great about the Charcuterie board, because Santa will have it, and he brings this on his sleigh. If you wonder how Santa gets fed, and he is always parched, so he loves a nice slice of a lemon in his Charcuterie board, and he will throw a slice of lemon for that alkalinity, because I know Santa went to Tony Robbins one year, and he learned about being alkaline, and he put that lemon into his milk, and he got that energy he needed overnight for those long hours. And that perked him up for another round of gifts, ladies and gentlemen. And then that lemon was so thin that he would feed it to Double D Edge and nickel silver and thermo resin. And he would say, let's get going. We got more kids to deliver the products to. So if you're wondering how good and real Santa is, he's as real as the Cutco sled knife. In America, they call it the Cutco cheese knife, but it was designed to be the infinity knife, to do everything you can ever imagine. And once in a while, we'll meet that guy, Mrs. Claus. Who's that mean guy that's blue? He's kind of a Jack. Jack Frost. If we want to get Jack Frost to cry, we're going to use that Cutco infinity knife on an onion. And we're going to put that onion under his tree, and we're going to make Jack Frost cry, because Jack Frost is just a Jack. And we put the onion on the Cutco Charcuterie board because that's what's needed for Jack Frost. And you know, once in a while, we run out of carrots for the old Frosty. So I'll yell at the elves and say, oh, grab me a little smoky wiener. And you better believe it, that little knife will cut that little wiener. You better believe it. And if we need to put that little wiener on Frosty's nose, we will have a perfect slice every single time with the Cutco sleigh knife. So if you've ever doubted that Santa is real, I want you to watch this video over and over and remind yourself that Santa is real as the Cutco cheese knife, the Cutco sled knife, and the Cutco Charcuterie board. And then once we get to the Northeast, we run into some areas where they want that apple cider. And you better believe it, Santa's really tired dealing with those Northeasterners. They want those gifts right away. They want them on Christmas Eve before all the rest of the country. And once in a while, he gets angry and he says, you take that apple, you big apple. You take that apple, you big apple. But we still love Mrs. Claus. And then we fly over to the flyover state of the great state of Iowa, the farmers that feed the country and feed the world. And we're cutting up our dinner for the week, Mrs. Claus. Mrs. Claus. Aldi's is open 24/7 in the North Pole. And don't you worry, Mrs. Claus. This video will create more excitement that's ever been excited about. And this is a raw piece of corn. But what's nice about this corn is in the great state of Iowa with those pig farmers and those cattlemen and those big acreages of corn, we got to put our corn on our Cutco Charcuterie board because that's the only way we're going to pass the flyover state of Iowa. And as Santa's coming across, he's coming across. What else are we got here? Well, blueberry. We're going to go up to the blueberry state. I don't know where that state is, but you better believe it that this little knife could actually cut a blueberry in half without squishing it. That's how good the Cutco cheese knife is. And you better believe that we're going to put those blueberries on our Charcuterie board, and we're going to have this on all of our ride across the world to deliver. And as Santa is wrapping it up, and he's flying across and bringing great joy to all the good girls and boys, you better believe Santa is going to dip one last dip. And you better believe that sleigh knife could cut an Oreo. And that sleigh knife will cut an Oreo perfectly down the middle. And Santa will get one last dip and say, Merry Christmas. Have a knife. New Year, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, everybody. May God bless you. May God bless all the good people. And may God pray and have the bad people be saved by Jesus and Cutco and the Cutco sleigh knife. So if you're just joining me, we just want you to know that you are loved. And this is what Santa will eat on the sleigh. And it's called the Cutco Charcuterie board. It could be a plate in every kitchen this Christmas. I just want you all to know that you are all loved. And it was a wonderful time hanging out with you tonight. And Santa, if you're wondering what Santa is standing on, he's standing on a wellness mat, barefoot, because Santa doesn't need his boots on a wellness mat. And these things are the most amazing things ever created by my elf called Wellnessanazo. And he was a Spanish, I forget, he was very smart, and he invented the mat one year. And he said, Santa, the elves, they can't stand on that hard floor made out of that Alaskan wood. We need a nice piece of comfort. And he said, we're going to make a mat. And they did. So I tip my hat to all of you. I really wish you a Merry Christmas. And whatever holiday you celebrate, may that Cutco slice and slice and slice for years and years to come. And have a wonderful knife New Year. And make sure when you're shopping, you shop with Cutco Mike. He is one of the nicest human beings I've ever met. He gives away more Cutco than anyone I've ever met. And he is working really hard to show his wonderful family how great a life could be as a father and as a husband. And he just wants his kid to know that Santa Claus is real. And the more Cutco you buy will allow that Santa to bring all the gifts to those three boys. May God bless you, and have a nice day, everybody. Where's my cookies?